Yes, people, welcome back to Let's Talk Premier League. It's the Chelsea show. It's Friday night. It's 6 o'clock. I've got a great panel for you in the back. I've got a great panel, very knowledgeable, a very, very good set of questions for them as well. Big talking points, obviously. A few that they may like, a few they won't like. Is Werner really a footballer? We're going to discuss that. But before we get into all of that and I add the panel in, make sure you've liked the video, subscribe to the channel with notifications on. I'm just going to add the panel in now once everything starts working. I swear, technology is one of these wonderful things that is a pile of crap. That's half the panel anyway. I'm working at getting the other half in now. There we go. Here we go. Right. We finally got the entire panel in. We had half the panel in at one point. We're finally there. That was a palaver and a half. I hate this website. But how are we all doing, guys? How are we all doing?
Oh, that introduction was like Werner's conversion rate, man. It's so bad. Not bad. It was so long, man. It's like,
oh god.
Hey, at least you know it's real world problems. It's real world problems.
First world problems. Yeah.
I live in the bit. I live in Devon. Internet and Devon just don't seem to go hand in hand.
Those high winds.
It's lovely weather outside. I feel like it's because everyone's using the internet. But we've had international break, but the Premier League is back at the weekend. Are we all excited?
Oh yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm a bit worried.
What are you worried?
Why?
It's 12:30.
We never win it on 12.
When's the last time we won it? Yeah. When's the last time we won at 12:30?
Don't worry about it. It's all good.
Maybe Werner will bag a hat trick, but
he's getting a brace.
Bag against the baggies.
That would be an interesting one. But we'll preview that in a bit. We'll start with obviously Timo Werner. Let's just get it over and done with. It's like when you're at the dentist and they've got to do like a teeth extraction. It's just like yank it out now. Let's do the hard bit. Is Timo Werner really a footballer? That's the question I've got, because I have some very strong doubts about if he really is a footballer. Daniel, we'll start with you. What the hell was that miss against? Was it North Macedonia?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, Daniel, do you want to start us off? I mean, what the hell was that?
I feel sorry for him, man. I seriously do.
I mean, I feel sorry for him as well, but I'm still going to take the mick out of him.
He's my player. I've got to defend him. I said it'd be like this. His first season would be like this. Hopefully next season, with the pre-season, it'll be better.
You think? Because it was North Macedonia. With virtually an open target.
I'm not really fussed about internationals. If he keeps doing it for Chelsea, then yeah.
He's done it for Chelsea, hasn't he? But
what about next season, not now?
All right, Chris. Timo Werner, is he really a footballer?
I've been defending Werner a lot this season, and is he a footballer like with what, like control, and can he control it and pass and all that? No, he's not been doing that great this season, but I think with Timo Werner, he has been offering other things this season, and that's the reason why managers are picking him, because he's offering his movement. He's offering, obviously, winning penalties and assisting, but the only thing he's just lacking, really, is obviously when he has his chance, he just thinks too hard of it. I don't know, like, the Germany one, like, he shot of his left. He should have took out of his right, I think, because if he took out of his right, I'm surely he would have put that back in the net. He's not good with his left foot anyway. He's not that great with the left anyway, so I don't know why he took it with the left. So, yeah, I'm not too worried about Timo. Oh, I'm not, yeah. But, yeah, like, I think next season, we got to give him another season, I feel. Like, we just got to try back the guy, and if he doesn't work out next season, Roman's got to do his thing anyway.
Well, yeah, we all know that Roman loves to get rid of a player that just fails and flat bottoms. But Burton, mate, you've already seen some horrific Chelsea players in your time. Where's Timo ranking it?
I did a video on one of my channels of the worst 10 strikers, and I haven't put Timo Werner in there yet because I think it's it's a bit unfair to put him in, being his first season. For me, I think it's a confidence thing with him, and once your goal scoring goes, the other parts of your play goes missing as well. So the control goes and everything else. I heard somewhere that he had to have a psychologist when he was in Germany because he lets things affect him. And because he played for RB Leipzig, one of the most hated clubs in Germany, the fans, when the opposition fans used to have a go at him, he didn't like it at all, and he used to go into his shell. So once he bangs 1 in, 2 in, then I think the goals will start coming, the confidence will come, the touch will come. But I just want to give him till next season to see how he goes on. So I'll judge him then.
Yeah, I sort of agree with you. I sort of do. It's interesting because obviously Chelsea were the most hated club, but I think that's now gone to City, hasn't it? I mean, you've now relinquished the title as the most hated club. I think you're second most hated club, or Andrew's there like, now I want to be the most hated. I want all the hate. So it's interesting that he's gone from one hated club to another, to be fair. But Shen, what about you? Timo Werner, I mean, there's got to come a point where this is more than just form. This is just him. I mean, in Germany, there's a lot of high lines. They don't really tend to do a low block. He can't do a low block.
I said last week, Timo Werner is someone I like, and it's really hard to defend him when he's doing these sort of things. But I think that miss was mental, so to say, because Aiko Gundogan, he gave him a very good ball, and you're supposed to just show it the feet, just show it the back of the net, and he decided to overdo it. I think he overthought it, and he was caught between shooting. I don't know what he was trying to do, and he he decided to take it with his left, and he's right-footed. The ball is coming from the left. Just give it your side foot and just show the ball to the net. But I think he overthought about it, and he ended up messing up. But he'll come good. It's a kid I like. He's still 24, 25, right? Yeah, so he will come good. And yeah.
I mean, it is peak. It is if there was a compilation, sort of, the things at the end of the season of the worst misses, that is going down as one. I mean, I don't know what he was trying to do. Like, you literally, you put it on right foot, you put it straight ahead of you. You cannot miss that. But he decided
that wasn't his worst miss of the season. Remember the one against Leeds? That was even worse than that. He actually stopped the ball from going in.
Oh, that one, yeah.
He's a special talent, is Werner. He has a similar sort of shooting ability as Harry Maguire, which I'm not sure who I've sort of dissed more there. Have I dissed Harry Maguire more, or have I dissed Werner more? I'm not so sure. But Andrew, thoughts on Werner? I mean, one week I'd love to go a week without talking about him, but he certainly doesn't make that job easy for me.
No, I mean, if I go on that miss on Wednesday, it's not as if he missed the ball. He actually hit it and it went wider. Then it didn't even go that straight. Do you know what I mean? He actually hit it and it went wider. And I know he used to play in low block, but it's not as if he has got in the areas to shoot. You know what I mean? And he's missed a lot of 1-on-1s. I mean, we're not like saying he's not like Morata, who barely did anything. Timo Werner gets in these positions and he does beat the low block, but he just his shot choice. I've always questioned his shot choice. You can't dribble with the ball, not properly, because whenever he dribbles with the ball, when you think he's going to turn inwards, like towards goal, he turns outwards, so the shot's wider. He, like I say, he missed. I mean, one of the worst misses before Wednesday was against Fulham when he was in 1-on-1, and I don't know what he was doing, but all he had to do was beat the goalkeeper, like curl it round him, and it just went even wider than it was. I mean, I listen, I'm prepared to give him till next January. I need to see improvements though till next January. I mean, if we didn't buy him if it didn't say he was a striker when we bought him, If it just said he was like a forward or something, then people probably be off his back. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's actually contributed to a lot of goals and scored like 10 or 11 goals this season. So, but because he's been bought as a striker, you then set different rules for him. You know, he has different standards he must hit. You know, and I always like say, but he's played out wide. I always think when we bought Nicolas Anelka, he sacrificed his game for Didier Drogba to play out wide, and he still contributed. I mean, he went on goal droughts, no problem. But one season he was top scorer for us. So you know what I mean. It's all about new country as well. He's not, that's why I'm prepared to give him time. These are extraordinary circumstances. You know, he's come to a different country in lockdown. I don't know. You know, I don't know how he's settled in or if he's settled in, but I'm prepared to give him till next. I need to see improvement till next January, and then decision has to be
clear improvement though.
Yes.
Because right now he wouldn't even cut it in a Palace team, let alone a top team like Chelsea. Because we all know, and Lampard's now proof of this. Roman is tough.
Yeah,
but he wins. Roman is arguably the toughest owner probably in the Premier League, but that's because he's a winner. He's naturally a winner, and if someone isn't pulling their weight or doing what is required of them, Roman will literally get rid of you. He'll be like, "Yep, goodbye. We tried. Leave now." Like he ain't messing around. That man. A couple of comments here. Big up to Charlie. He's not happy though.
No.
He said, "I'm not happy." He robbed a silky ilky assist.
I'm sure that really dents Man City's title push.
Title hopes, yeah.
Prime saying, "Burton Ballers, Andrew, Niall, Chris on a stream that deserves a like already." Big up to yourself, Prime.
Thank you, Prime.
Absolutely big up to Prime. And Charlie saying, "No, everyone hates Liverpool. They're just a scummy club."
Yeah. You know when no one hates City? Because no one cares and they haven't got enough fans. That's why.
I have to remain impartial because I've got a Liverpool show coming up at 8 o'clock that I'm hosting. So I'm gonna stay out of it. All I'm gonna say is that everyone should hate Exeter City because they're irrelevant. I'll say it. I'll say it like that. And Argyle won today. I'm in a fantastic mood. Argyle winning, Doncaster losing, Bristol Rovers losing. I'll put it this way, the EFL show this Monday is going to be fun. I look forward to it a lot. That's 3 weeks in the row that I'm going to be the happiest out of everyone. Gotta love it. Gotta love to see it.
So there are more than one Argyle supporters then?
Huh?
There are more than one Argyle supporters. I've got one.
We've got loads, mate. We got some in America, believe it or not. I don't know how we've achieved that, but we've got like a worldwide fan base of Argyle fans. It's beautiful to see.
Pilgrim Fathers, that's what it was.
Yeah, I think we may have more fans than Man City, but that hasn't quite been confirmed yet. I'm still waiting on the statistics. I do have a Citizen show. That's what they wanted to call it on Wednesday. So I look forward to that. We'll be talking about the history since 2011. Big up to yourself, Charlie, and no verbal abuse in the chat. Charlie, you can just sense that Charlie is now going to be absolutely raging for the first time ever. Charlie's going to be red, but not like United. He's going to be raging. But we'll talk a little bit about your sort of midfield, because there's been a few things I've seen. Obviously, we are in silly season and all sorts can go on and be said. But apparently, Chelsea are chasing Gini Wijnaldum.
Oh.
It's an interesting one. I can sense that Andrew is already over the moon with such a thought. But Daniel, we'll start with you. Gini Wijnaldum, is that the type of player that Chelsea Football Club should be going for?
I thought it was an April Fool's joke the first time.
No, I wrote this down. I think it was Monday.
Yeah.
Oh, I just thought it was an April Fool's joke. I don't want him.
No, I'm afraid not.
He hasn't got an assist in 2 years. Nope, don't want him anywhere near. That's what I need to say. Just don't want him anywhere near.
Just don't want him anywhere near. Tom will be very upset about that. I'm not going to lie. But Chris, what about you, mate? Gini Wijnaldum?
Yeah, like I haven't looked into it too hard because I don't believe we'll go for him, because what's the point in having him when we have Kovacic, like, who does like similar to his type of play, doesn't get many goals or assists, but I think he's a better player anyway. But we have Jorginho as a DM who's not a scorer. We need a midfielder who's going to get us goals and assists, not a midfielder who ain't going to be doing that. So he ain't the man for us, and I don't believe Chelsea are ain't stupid enough to go for that. Like he's just not good enough.
You'd certainly hope that they wouldn't. But Burton, mate, Gini Wijnaldum, it's not really the type of player I would see Roman going for.
No, he's an okay player for Liverpool in the system that they play in, but for Chelsea, no, I don't think so. There's going to be lots of stories going around, rumours about midfielders, but I don't think he's going to be one. Menino, the guy from Brazil, is the one that we're quite closely linked with, and I think that's more of a realistic target than Wijnaldum for me.
Yeah, no, that's a fair one. As I said, it is silly season, lots of things coming up. It's why in the Liverpool show we're going to be discussing Mbappe. Not going to happen, but I thought it brings in clicks, doesn't it? There's the reason why I didn't put Gini Wijnaldum in the title. I don't think that brings clicks. I can't remember what I put in the title, to be fair. I genuinely don't know. I forgot. I might have put Gini in. I don't know. But Shed End, mate. What's your thoughts? Gini Wijnaldum. I mean, that's got to be a signing of the season, isn't it?
Gini, the guy is 30 years old. On a free, I wouldn't mind if playing FIFA I would do the same. If I was playing FIFA, I would do that and sell him probably after a year, But this is Chelsea, and we have a player who plays almost the same with the way he does in Kovacic. And a player who will take the ball, carry it forward, and waste it, or this is what Wijnaldum does. He will take the ball forward and probably waste it. He won't assist, he won't score, but we shouldn't be going for those players. We should be getting a center defensive midfielder, and Wijnaldum is not one. So we shouldn't be going. It was international break, so you can expect any rumors to be going around, but I don't think Chelsea will be stupid enough to get him.
Yeah, you'd hope not. But now everything's moved. 1 minute. Right, Andrew, you're up next. Gini Wijnaldum, is that the type of player you'd go for?
Well, we would get, like Chris said, we've got midfielders that don't assist or score many goals. Why would we add another one to him? Listen, he's not my cup of tea, but I just don't see why. I have no idea why our board would actually go near him. He's 30. He's on a free. So he's going to be commanding a huge transfer for wages for being on a free. I don't see the point. I really don't see the point. For me, it'd be a waste of a squad place. And I'd rather, if we're going to do that to a midfielder, I'd rather have Billy Gilmore be promoted more. I'd rather Conor Gallagher come back. You know what I mean? I'd rather someone that can, because I just don't see the point.
Or even Tino Angelin.
Huh? Yeah, exactly. It's one of our.
Or even Tino Angelin.
Yeah. Or how about this? How about Ruben? Bring Ruben Loftus-Cheek back. He's younger. He's more powerful, and he'd probably do a lot better in this side. I just don't see. I don't see the point. I mean, I'm going against what I'm saying, but until I can see a point of how he plays, if Tuchel wanted him, fine. I've got to back the manager. But for me, at this moment in time, if you're asking me, I just don't see the point. I really don't see the point at all.
So we're all in agreement that Gini Wijnaldum is not the player you want.
Yes.
Not even
by
close,
a long
man.
shot.
Yeah.
Okay, that's cool. A couple of comments here. Matt saying, "Oh hi." Matt is a United fan. Big up to yourself, Matt. And Haaland is coming to the theatre.
Is that on his stay in London? He's going to visit a theatre.
I have absolutely no idea what. I don't. I mean, The thing is, man, and we'll discuss this. Obviously, you won't unfortunately be there, but my opinion on Haaland is you can go get Haaland. Your problems still exist.
Oh yeah.
Because your problems are your centre back, your DM, and creativity on the right wing. So you can get Haaland, but he's still going to be starved of the exact same thing that Greenwood, Martial, and all your other players are starved of, which is genuine creativity. So getting Haaland only works if you then go and get Sancho, then you go and get Declan Rice, and then you go get someone who can run quicker than a fridge. Us saying we don't want Gini, for fuck's sake.
Yeah,
I can understand that. I think everyone has come to an agreement there.
Yeah.
But let's talk midfield. Obviously, you mentioned creativity and all of that. People get you goals and assists. Could that be something that Mason Mount could do? Could Mount drop deeper? That then allows Kai Havertz to be in that role and show and all of that. Would Mason Mount partnered with like a Jorginho or a Kante? Could that work?
Who wants to go first?
Wait, are you saying as a DM?
No, not as a DM. So obviously, I don't think Tuchel's going to be once you get a competent centre back. I think Tuchel will go back to a back four. I think that's what Tuchel ideally likes.
Right.
So could you see, obviously, Kante as a 6, but Mount as a sort of box-to-box midfielder with Havertz then in that cam role? Do you think that could be something we see in the future?
Mount, to me, Mount's best position is a number 8. Like, that's where he plays best. So yeah, like I would keep put Mount as an 8. Kai Havertz is a 10 role, and we do need a DM. It's gonna be tricky for Tuchel, I will say, because we do have a lot of options. We still have like Kovacic as well, like in the works for Kovacic is a brilliant player too, and we're probably gonna have another midfielder add to our team. So it's gonna be hard to say. I'm not sure if Mount can start loads of games next season. He might still have a fair few games starting, but is that background? So I think that's gonna be I think Tuchel's gonna keep his back line as a solid next season. What's his best, and won't really rotate it. But I feel like he might rotate his attack and midfield next season a bit. Not like this season, but rotate it still. So I do believe Mount will drop back down as an 8 or something. He won't stay in that final third. I can't see that.
To be fair, he has been one of your best players. But Daniel, thoughts on sort of Mason Mount joining that sort of midfield double pivot, box to box, however you want to call it. Do you see that something that we could see in the future?
I agree with Real Chris. His best position is a number 8.
Yeah.
But the person I want is impossible because he plays for Man United. And he dabs. Yeah. Pogba and Kante. I really want to see that Pogba and Kante together, like they did for France.
Somehow, I just don't think I don't think we're going to be seeing that anytime soon. But it makes sense though, and if United could probably get a DM, then you could do that at United. But is someone in the United ranks don't want a DM? But mate, Mason Mount, number 8, or do you see him as that sort of 10 role?
Yeah, he's more of a number 8, I think. I can't see him playing as a 6 in the box. We've actually moved him down to a 6 before in games. I think it was a cup game where we've taken someone off and we've pushed him back to number 6. Mason Mount's the sort of player you put him anywhere on the pitch, he's going to give his all. He's strong in to tackle. He gets up and down the pitch. He's closes down a lot. The only aspect I think he needs to improve on is his decision making in the final third, which he's still young, and that will come. Yeah, but for now, I see him more of an 8 than a 6. I can't see him in the 6 role on a permanent basis. Maybe, as I said, what we've done before, where we've put him down as a 6 and brought him back to a 6 for the last 15, 20 minutes, for instance, and brought on someone else, but not to start off as a 6. Not for me.
Yeah, I just want to confirm. I do not think Mason Mount is a 6. I think Mason Mount is either an 8 or a 10. I just think if you're lacking creativity in midfield, placing him with a Kante who can do the 6 role very well, along with Mason Mount to be box to box and to offer that support to Kai, I think that could work quite dangerously. And I think that gives managers like Ole Gunnar Solskjaer and Jurgen Klopp nightmares and palpitations. But Shed End, could we see a midfield trio? Obviously, let's assume you go to a back 4. I don't think Tuchel will continue doing this back 3. He may do, but I think it starves creativity out of the attacks for me. So do you think we could see a midfield of Kante, Mount and Havertz next year?
We have them already, and he clearly doesn't trust our defenders. When you put Kante just in front of the defense we have right now, we look vulnerable. We look vulnerable under Lampard. He tried to play Kante in his best position. That's, everyone was saying his best position is DM. He does well there, but I think we need to go for a better CDM if we want to revert back to back 4. But I would like to see a team that is flexible. Going next season, we can get one player, CDM, then we can be playing other games about 3, on other games back 5, other games back 4. I want to see that flexibility. I don't want us to be too predictable like Leeds, for example. When other teams are planning to play us, they don't know what to expect. They don't know how to plan. Like, I want to see that flexibility. So we need like one player in a CDM, or maybe even a better centre back, so that we can go back to the back 4. But I want to see flexibility, and I trust in Tuchel, and I know he knows what he will be doing next season.
I definitely agree with flexibility. I think there's only one team probably in the Premier League right now that you couldn't really guess them, and that is City. I think I could name the United side, I could name the Liverpool side, I could name the Chelsea side to a degree. So yeah, I do think that flexibility is needed. Andrew, you've heard sort of what everyone's had to say. What's your thoughts?
I think if we play a 3, he can definitely play the box-to-box or a bit further up. And my view is that I think Tuchel's a very smart man. I don't think he'll use Kante as the DM in a 4-3-3. I think he might look and try and get another DM in to play alongside Kante. So, and then have Havertz or Mount, depending on what game we have and the squad, to switch in and out. Because I think Chelsea fans will notice that 4-3-3 is our team's greatest formation. I mean, that's where we won the most league titles with and everything like that. I mean, the perfect 4-3-3 in me would be you get a Makelele type player, you get an Essien type player, and you have a Lampard type player. So you have the sitter, the box-to-box, and the goal-scoring midfielder if he decides to play 4-3-3. Yeah. The only thing I'd like Mount to even Mount creates a lot. I want him to start being a bit more selfish and start banging in some goals. And I think he can do that because everyone goes on about Reece James being robbed of assists, and that is very true of his crossing because no one's there to head the ball. But you can say the same for Mason Mount. He's been robbed of not only assists at Chelsea, but at England as well. Do you know what I mean? He's been robbed of a lot of assists. And I think maybe him starting to take a more of a Lampard type approach and be that second runner in behind a main striker, the support might actually help his game. But you know what? It's been said before, and I truly believe this. If a fan tells you they know what their set 11 is, that means that their squad's not very good. I mean, I don't want us to have a set 11. I want a squad. Yeah. I don't want to, there might be 5 or 6 players that always play the big games or anything like that, but I want us to mix and match so we can try and win everything. So that's what I want. So, but Mount can definitely do that role in a 4-3-3, I believe. And But like I said, I think he's going to be. He's going to rotate because Tuchel. I don't think Tuchel's kept the same 11 since he's been here, so he's going to rotate him. And you're right, Noel. I think he's doing this formation out of necessity because he doesn't trust everyone yet. And once he gets a pre-season, and if he gets the players he wants in, whether it's the loan players back or new players, then I think he'll revert to a 4 at the back. I really do.
I totally agree. I think he's come in. He's seen that you lot are leaking more goals than a prostitute, and has decided for absolutely no way I want that lot. I put as many people back there as possible. I frankly couldn't care. I want a double pivot, 3 centre backs and 2 wing backs. You lot just go get me 1 goal. We ain't conceding. He's noticed the problem. What he's done is this season he's put a square hole in and he's just plugged it with a sort of temporary fix, and then he'll unplug it, put a proper hole, a proper peg in there next season. That's what I think he's probably doing. Matt saying, yeah, I know. Ideal window would be Haaland, a centre DM, a centre back, and a right mid. You're asking a lot for your board, mate.
That's from United. Jesus Christ!
You don't want a whole new team.
Can I say something about like Andrew said about squad? That's what I want. Yeah, like I want teams to be like the opponents guessing what we're gonna be doing with our like changes and stuff.
Yeah.
Not to look like be predictable and stuff. So I want a squad. If you got a squad like City's, you're gonna be competing with the league and stuff. And I want us to be back to that. Wayne had a league title since 2017.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. Tom saying Viva La Mesa Mount. I think that may be Tom. I think that may be Thomas. Thomas Little, maybe the one from the Liverpool show. It might be. Certainly the same name. Big up to yourself though, Tom. Russ saying Kante, Kovacic, Mount, Jorginho, Havertz, Gilmore, Ziyech, Ruben. Midfield is not our problem.
Okay, sure.
Tom saying
goals from midfield is so.
Yeah, exactly.
Midfield isn't a problem, but goals from midfield is.
Exactly. Yeah.
All the names he's mentioned, I think they haven't scored 10 goals between them this season. So.
Jorginho's our second top scorer since Tuchel's arrived.
Take away the penalties, and they haven't scored 10 goals between them. Yeah.
Tom saying Mount over Foden. That's that is a debate.
That's not a debate. That's not a debate.
We can do that. Do you know what, Tom? We'll get you on with Charlie, and you two can have that one out. I look forward to the full blown argument that will have. Kante, Mount, Havertz has everything you want in a midfield. Possibly a Kante a bit younger, maybe a younger Kante.
Not Kante as a sole DM. Not Kante as a sole DM.
No.
Doesn't work. Is
no one convinced by Kante as a sole DM?
Not a sole DM. As a double pivot. As a double pivot, fine, but not as a sole DM. 4-3-3.
He had a double pivot.
Guys, he's not Makelele. Okay, he's not Makelele.
Would you take Andrew? Would you take Fred?
Yeah.
To where? To where?
Where can we take him?
To Macclesfield, where he's from.
We'll give him to Arsenal.
Next season, Fred is your sole DM. Could you imagine the heart palpitations?
I'd rather sign Gini Wijnaldum.
Not saying Kante as a 6, Havertz as a 10, Mount in between them, helping in both directions. There's certainly work there. Maybe the boys. I think you lot sort of agree with the Havertz and Mount, but if you could get a better DM.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I think they'll do that. You could do that.
I'm hearing?
You could do that. Again, it depends on who the opponents are.
Yeah,
you could do that midfield. But if I'm going up against, for instance, just in the Premier League, if I'm going up against City, I'm not gonna have that midfield. I'm not gonna have it. I might even, depending on our striker situation, if we had no strikers, you'd have Mount and Kante in there, but you'd have a Kovacic or a Jorginho with them, and you put Havertz in a false 9 possibly, depending on our striker situation. But not that midfield. And not in the Champions League quarterfinals or semi-finals or anything like that. You would not have that midfield. It just wouldn't work.
It'd be a very attacking midfield for a Champions League final.
It would, yeah.
Russ has backed his comment. He's saying Kante as a sole DM works while we're using 3 centre backs. But if the system changes, it doesn't. I think that's what we're all assuming, Russ. I think I think we're all assuming that the system will go back to the back four and all of that lovely, wonderful stuff that we're sort of used to seeing in the Prem. I don't think Tuchel's this defensive as a coach. I just think he's trying to solve a problem, and the problem's not getting solved at the moment. But let's move on. Obviously, we know that Sergio Aguero is leaving Manchester City at the end of the season. And I know that Chelsea have got some massive issues with putting the ball in the back of the net. Is Sergio Aguero the type of player that Chelsea need? If you couldn't get Haaland, obviously, almost every club in Europe is chasing Erling Haaland at the moment. If you didn't get Haaland, would Aguero be one that fits in? Daniel, what's your thoughts on Aguero?
I've always liked Aguero, but not like because he's getting older now. So I'll take him as like a rotation player.
Interesting. Chris?
With Aguero, yeah, like I like Aguero, but he has to be a squad player. And he ain't a starter because he'd be getting injured all season and stuff. Like if you look at his injury record lately, it's not the greatest. So, yeah, like I will take like Aguero with another striker. If we buy another striker in like a Haaland or maybe a Lukaku or something like that. But so like I will have Aguero as a squad player.
It would totally make sense for Lukaku to be brought back to Chelsea, probably for £90-odd million, to be brutally honest with you. But mate, what's your thoughts on Sergio Aguero? Is that the player you're missing at the moment?
Sergio Aguero knows where the back of the net is. So he's a goal scorer. He's an out-and-out goal scorer. He can be brought in to replace Giroud because Giroud's probably going to be leaving at the end of the season anyway. We still need experience because he's an experienced player in a young team that we've got already. So yeah, I'll take him. And he's a winner. So yeah, I definitely have him. But as the rest of the guys have already said, because of his injury problems, he's not going to be starting week in, week out. But if he gives us 20 good games and scores us 10, 15 goals, then I'm happy with that.
That'd be more successful than Tammy Abraham. But shed end, mate. Sergio Aguero. I don't think anyone truly believes he would come in as a starter, but as a backup or someone to sort of put in with 30 minutes to go chasing a goal. I can't think of many more better than Sergio Aguero in that role.
Yeah, Sergio is a very good player. He's 33 now, but he has quality in him. He still has that quality in him. And if you can get him as a second or third choice striker in your team, when you're waiting for Jusum Bell, you remember there's this kid we have in the academy that is called Jusum Bell. As we're waiting for him to grow a little bit older and enough to be in our team, I would have him for, I think, like 2 years until he's 35. Then he goes to MSL. So MLS, is it MLS? Yeah. He goes to MLS. Fine. I would take him for 2 years. And I think in 2 years, Jusum Bell will be ready, or we'll be having another striker prolific, or maybe the Haaland or any other striker we get out there. I would take him. On a free, yes, I would take him.
Yeah. Well, it's definitely going to be on a free. Just I think it maybe depends on wages. That might be not a stumbling block on Roman, but it could be potentially doesn't want to spend a shit ton of money on one 33-year-old. But it does make sense. Andrew, before we go to comments, what's your thoughts on Sergio?
Yeah. Should have signed him 10 years ago for 37 million, but there we go. We didn't. We divvied on that one because we didn't think he was worth it, but there we go. Yeah, I mean, Sergio Aguero comes in, for me, it's like the rest of the guys. He comes in plus either Haaland or Lukaku. Do you know what I mean? Not as an alternative to Haaland or Lukaku. Because I believe what the guys are saying. I think Giroud's going, and it's only right to. He's only going to sit on the bench again, and I don't think we're going to offer Tammy the contract he wants. And also, I'm sorry, I don't rate Tammy. This club's too big for Tammy. You know what I mean? I'm very sorry at the moment. He's showing that he's not good enough for this club or what we want to do. So Aguero comes in, but you're right, Noel. For me though, he'd have to drop his wages.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? He'd have to drop the wages. And also, I think it might be a Thiago Silva situation, 1 year and then plus maybe another year, depending on what he does. Also, he's last year he has been injury prone. You know what they say? Older players, it takes them longer to go over injuries. So yeah, as another option, but not as an alternative to either Haaland or a possible Lukaku situation. Yeah. I wouldn't be happy with that at all. So you know what I mean? So.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. A couple of comments, but before I read them out, please make sure that you have liked the video, you are subscribed with notifications on. Share the link on all your socials. Obviously, this is episode 2. We finally got the Chelsea show sorted. We finally did it after weeks of me dithering and dathering and sorting out every other goddamn show in the world. We finally got it. So make sure people know that it's every Friday, 6 p.m. It ain't moving. The other shows might end up moving as well. The Liverpool show moved, the United show hasn't moved, but the Arsenal show is like a merry-go-round, I swear. That one's moving every day. But Russ saying that Sergio's great, but too many injuries. That's a fair comment. Exactly what Burton said. If Giroud goes, then definitely take him. In Europe and France, he's called Lukaku. British accent is different, so to pay respect to Lukaku, name, Europeans call him Lukaku.
Sorry, let's call him Romelu then. Sorry,
Romelu, yeah.
Romelu's
better.
I'm just gonna call him Lukaku.
Luke.
He's called Luke. Yeah, but if you think about it, right? Look at how his name is spelled, right?
Yeah.
So his name is spelled Lukaku.
Yeah, that's right.
Lukaku, not Lukaku.
Like Kaka.
It's Lukaku.
Yeah, like Kaka.
So maybe I'm just gonna say it this way. I think maybe the Europeans have got that wrong because I think we pronounce it correctly. So Shall we just say this? The Belgian Inter Milan striker. We'll just say that. Let's just make everyone pleased.
But does the name matter really?
Yeah,
but
exactly.
Does how you pronounce someone really matter? I see other people call Tuchel. I mean, just call him whatever.
To be fair, I call Harry Maguire the fridge. So you could say that I've got his name wrong. These ain't getting 15 on the quiz this week. It is the one and only Tom Little. It is him. I thought it was. Apparently you're not getting 15 on this quiz. We'll wait and see. I mean, it will be interesting. I don't think anyone's going to get 15 out of 15.
Do you know what, Tom? Tom, we didn't need an extra question about the goals as well. Do you know what I mean? We thought of that. You know, we gave that idea to Niall to give you a chance to beat us. You know what I mean? And you still couldn't do it. So you know.
And the thing is, I may have been a bit brutal not brutal to Liverpool, but I think I may have put in a 2005 one, but I can't.
We're too young.
But it was a Liverpool quiz. They're bound to slip up, so it's fine.
Yep. Never shot.
His parents are from Congo, and his name is French, and his name is in French.
Okay.
We apologise profusely. I can't even get the words out. We've got shafted last week. My 2 teammates weren't fucking born for one of the.
He's blaming the others.
To be fair, I think every team lineup I've got this week, you were all born for. I think. Well, not you guys, but the Liverpool boys. Yeah. Also, there's we won't have Sonny on the Liverpool show. We might do, I don't know. Might not even have Gini, but I do have another person coming on. One that I found in my Twitter feed. Nice. So we've got another person coming on. So Tom, maybe 2 of you might be able to get it. Considering there may only be 2 of you. The United show at the moment we've got 1, if that. Actually, I don't even know if we've got 1. We're working on things. So if there's any United fans in the chat, you know where to find me.
Just for the quiz.
Yeah, you just know where to find me. No, ideally for the whole show. I've put effort into this show. I even went I even went and got a PowerPoint ready for one of the things we're going to be discussing. There's levels to this game.
It's
levels,
got graphs,
I'll tell you.
got pie charts.
Not quite. It's a table. I haven't quite gone pie chart mad yet. But the quiz is coming. I'm just ticking through what we need to talk about. Jorginho, apparently his agent's saying he is staying. Daniel, you happy with Jorginho to stay?
Yeah. As a squad player, like keep swapping. I don't want him to play every game.
Yeah, that's a fair. Chris?
Yeah, I want him to stay anyway, but like it makes sense the agent stay there anyway, because if he's saying he's leaving, he's got to go for less money, surely. So I expect if an agent's got asked a question like that, I expect him to say, yeah, he's staying, because it wouldn't make any sense if he said, yeah, he's leaving, because I think that devalue his his value of like in the market and stuff. So yeah, I'm happy if he stays anyway. So
yeah,
that's what I've got to say about that.
Burton, Jorginho, happy he's staying?
Well, it's a tricky one actually. This goes back to what we were discussing a bit earlier with the system that Tuchel's playing. If we are going to be playing with the back five, then yeah, because he's protected. He's very protected in the back five. When we're playing with him in the double pivot, when we're playing with just four at the back, then I think that it's a bit more exposed. And so, because obviously there's no coincidence, it's looking good now that we're playing the system that we are. So if we are sticking with the same system, yeah, all that I'm more than happy for him to stay.
Yeah. Can I ask something about that before?
Yeah.
Like do you remember like Sarri under with Jorginho? He played well at the full back there, like because the system fitted him. I would say, like the passing and everything. I feel like he can play forward back. It's just what type of system he has with him. I'm not sure what you feel about that.
Yeah, I feel the same. Yeah.
I'm not sure if he wants to respond to it or.
Yeah, sorry, my phone was just ringing. What was the comment? I
was saying like a back five protects him, but we've seen I've seen with Jorginho under Sarri, he played pretty well under his system. So I feel like a system can still do Jorginho well, even for the back, I would say.
Yeah, but again, I think it was because of the system that he played under Sarri. So he was used to that particular system. But I still thought he was exposed a bit under Sarri. I always have that palpitations of when Son had like 6 yards, 50 yards on him, and he still overtook him and got the ball in to score a goal, I think. So he hasn't got, for me, he's a good player, but I just said he doesn't have the pace. It's not his fault. He's a bit slower, and he doesn't have the physicality. So when we are playing more exposed, expansive football, then I think he can get caught out sometimes.
Yeah, I hear that.
That's a fair shout. Shed End, Jorginho, you happy for him to stay, or do you want him to leave?
It's always good to have a player stay if you are not selling him for an astronomical amount of money. If a team can give us anything above 50M, I'll take it and try and get someone who can, Chelsea have been having good midfielders. We had Mikel, who was another Kante. We had Fabregas, who was a totally different player. Jorginho is just there. He doesn't have the best pass. He tries to pick those passes. He doesn't have the best pass. He's not the most physical. He's not the fastest. He's average. And if we can get some good amount of money and maybe invest in a better midfielder who is better in some of the things that Jorginho has on average, I think I would take anything 50 and above. I'll take it and run away with it and try and get another midfielder who is better, because Jorginho is systematic. Same to the way we say the likes of Trent of Liverpool are systematic players who perform better in their teams based on the system that their team plays. So Jorginho is a systematic player, and if we can get a better midfielder who is a little bit more rounded, I mean, a midfielder who has the pace of maybe Kante and the passes of Fabregas, and strength of someone like Sissoko, I would take that. I'll go for someone like that. But Jorginho is average in many fronts. He's a systematic player. Like he performs better according to the system. So I would take a better midfielder. And yeah, if we can get anything 50 and above, I would take it and run away.
Yeah, that's a fair one. Right, Andrew, what about you, mate?
Be interesting to see, because reports are that Sarri's about to join Roma, or he's favourite to get the Roma job. So it'll be interesting to see if they try and inquire about Jorginho. I know what the agent has said, but Jorginho at the moment in Tuchel's system is doing a very good job, and Jorginho's not one of my favourite players. I think in a double pivot 2 and a 3-5-2, he suits that more than say a 4-3-3, in my opinion, because I think he's got enough backup and defence around him that he doesn't get caught out by pace. I think in a double pivot 4-2-3-1 and a 4-3-3, you might see that a lot different. So it really depends if we bring someone else in the midfield. I'm not too sure. If we don't, then I'm fine with Jorginho staying. He's not gonna. I don't think he'll offer us much in a 4-3-3 or 4-2-3-1. That's my only concern. Like I say, we need to get another DM or another correct another DM, a better DM essentially. And if we could sell Jorginho to fund that, or in exchange for a DM or something like that, then I would certainly do that. So I mean, if the opportunity came up to get, I hope I'm pronouncing it right because we've got Lukaku wrong, but Hour from Lyon or something like that, because apparently he's only like £40 million or something like that, and saw him in the Champions League last season. He was very, very good. So if that comes up, I'd rather take Hour if we can get rid of Jorginho. So, but
it's a valid point. The last bit that I want to talk about is obviously West Brom at the weekend. There's reports that Kante, Cho, and Tammy are all injured for this game. We all know that Chelsea and scoring plenty of goals isn't necessarily the favoured thing. But Daniel, I'll start with you. Are you confident that you can win?
It's the 12:30 kickoff thing. We don't really do well when it's 12:30 kickoff, but me, I always believe we can win. So I'm going to go. We will win 3-0, and Werner will hopefully score twice.
Yeah. Chris, what about you? Mate?
About West Brom. I believe we're definitely winning this game. I think it'd be a 3-0 win. So, the 12:30s are a bit of a worry, but I feel like we could break it tomorrow. Like, we're going to break the cycle of like 12 bad games in 12:30. I think Timo Werner going to get a brace and stuff. It could happen.
That's a brave prediction. But mate, what about you?
Yeah, Tuchel's press conference, he did say the only one who didn't train today was Kante. So the other two should be available, Abraham and Cho, which is good news. We need to score early because I know Stan, Fat Stan, you know what is Sam, Fat Sam. He sets up very defensively. And so if we don't score early, then I could see another frustrating day at the office. So if we do, I could see a 2-0 victory. It's not going to be big. I'm just going 2-0, but I think we should win it.
Yeah.
But the other thing we've got to be careful about as well is international break. We just came out of the international break, and again, we don't really perform well. International break, 12:30 kickoff, but I think we'll have enough to come through to tomorrow. Yeah,
no, I totally agree. Before we go to Shed End and Andrew, big up to Kenny in the chat, saying McTominay is clear of that Italian forward. I think that's a bit rude, but also, you ain't gonna like my stats later. I'm just gonna, we'll move on because FYI, when I start whacking out that stat, that the stats at the, it's gonna be something you find very difficult to watch, I think. Great win today. We are 100% safe now and beat Shrewsbury on Easter Monday, please. Absolutely, Liam. You know what we're talking about. You know it.
I hope not.
I hope we do, because Argyle are a beautiful, wonderful team. Kenny, what's the Barnsley score, Liam?
It's 1-1.
Interesting. It's 1-1, but interesting. That's a question. My honest prediction is 1-0 West Brom. I think it will be a shock, and they'll snatch in like the 17-18 when they beat us 1-0.
West Brom.
No.
I think he's hoping.
You think West Brom would break down this Chelsea defence? That is great. That is
Big
great.
Sam masterclass, huh?
Yeah, clearly. Shedend, what about you, mate?
We are Chelsea. We're on a streak of 14 games. We've not conceded, or rather, we've not lost in the last 14, and we will win. At least we can count on Fallon on goal. This guy scores on goals for fun. So we are not firing in the attack. So we can count on Fallon on goal. I'll go Chelsea 2, West Brom 0.
That's a fair shout. And Andrew, what about you, mate?
The interesting is selection tomorrow, given we've got Porto coming up. I think it's Tuesday night, Wednesday. I could see him playing. I can see him playing Billy Gilmore tomorrow, given that Kante's out and Jorginho was also injured during the international break, and we don't have a lot of options in there. I think Thiago Silva might also come back as well, because he said he's fit to play. And I think Alonso will come in for Chilwell. Mendy's got over his tooth thing, that's done. I think he'll play Werner to try and prove a point tomorrow. It's very important that we score first and we score early, because that means that West Brom have got to come out more to try and get something. If we don't, I could see us winning the game, but like a very, very slim 1-0. 1-0. If we score early, I think it's going to be a pedestrian 2-0 win. That's it. Job done. We win. We focus on Porto. Do you know what I mean? Stuff like that. I mean, I would love to be 2-0 up by half time, because then he can just go reach 60 minutes and take off like Havertz or whatever, whoever, take them off so they're ready for Porto. You know, take Kovacic off and he's ready for Porto. Stuff like that. So hopefully.
Yeah, no, I totally agree.
No way did you just miss that.
No, Kenny's saying now they won't. It'll be an own goal or a pen. We won't lose to Big Sam. Block early, Big Sam block and early kickoff. It'll make it a tougher game than it should be. Porto will be 1-1. I mean, Kenny, I know you're a United fan, but yeah, Chelsea aren't as shit as you. So to be brutally honest, I got accused of being a United fan a couple of months ago, and no.
I think they're being hopeful. That's what it is.
Absolutely not. Sonny kept calling me a United fan because, I have no reasons why he would do that. I have self-respect. But moving on before I keep insulting the United fans, because
you got a whole show to do that.
Yeah, I've got an entire show I can do that potentially. I'm still waiting on people to get back to me.
Yeah, just don't do it to one person. That'd be cruel.
Yeah, that'd be classed as bullying. But it is time for that quiz. Now I've got these written down, and I hope I've got them in bloody order. That's all I'm going to say. I hope I've got them in order. Now, for the people that are new, the way we do this is there is a picture. Now, last week they had to predict the result, the year, and the competition. This one is slightly different. There are pictures of a starting 11 that you played, right? And your job is to guess which players are missing. It says question mark over their names, and you've got to guess which ones are missing. Big up to Tom for doing this for me, though. So we'll start with picture number 1. And picture number 1 is this one.
Ooh, that's That looks
Right.
like the.
1 minute. Tom sent them all to me. I'll read you out the game it
Yeah.
is. So that game
I
is
know what his game. I tell you the game. It's Atletico Madrid. Yeah.
Yeah.
it is. It's your first leg
the two
against
yellow cards.
Atletico. So which players are missing?
Werner.
Alonso.
Werner's
you-
left
you-
wing.
Yeah, Werner
go
Alonso.
And who's the other one?
Kovacic.
Yeah, I want to say
Kovacic was on.
Kovacic.
Yeah, Kovacic was on the yellow, but then he didn't get one.
Okay.
I know it was,
Right.
yeah.
So we've got this one. Right, so they've done that one quite easily by the looks of it. I can't possibly if I tell you they're correct or not. But what about this one? Now this one is
That's a Champions League
Ooh.
final. That's a
Yeah.
Champions League final.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Champions
It
League.
is.
Mikel is there.
Yeah,
And,
Kel.
and we've got Lampard.
Mata.
Lampard and
Mata.
Mata. Yeah.
Yeah, Lampard.
Mata
And
and
Mata, yeah.
Mata and Kalou.
Mata right wing.
Mata and Kalou.
Oh yeah, Kalou. Yeah.
Yeah.
Kalou right wing,
Wait,
Mata in the
wait.
centre, and Mikel
Yep.
next to
Oh
Lampard.
yeah, Lampard's already there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
So-
man.
Have two Lampards on the pitch.
Yes.
Who are you going
Yeah.
for?
Yeah,
So
Mikel
next to
is a
Lampard's
double pivot.
Mikel.
Wait.
Yeah.
That was Mikel, Kalou, and
Kalou on the right and Mata in the centre.
Mata.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, so picture number 3.
This.
Oh,
Oh my.
Is this
Okay.
against
This
is against
No,
Barcelona.
wait. This is against
Was it against Barcelona? No.
Is that Barcelona?
No.
Isn't it?
No.
This
no.
I just want to confirm. I'm not the one that did these. This is
Okay.
the Champions League final against United.
I
Oh,
was gonna
crap.
Champions League
Ah,
final.
yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh yeah. Oh wait.
Oh, wait.
So,
Yes.
ooh.
I want to say Ivanovic on the right to be safe,
No, it
but
wasn't Ivanovic.
No.
It wasn't
Okay.
Ivanovic, no.
see, this is a long time ago.
No. I'm-
2008. So we had Anelka played.
And
He
now
missed
I
the
know,
penalty.
but I don't think he started.
Did he?
Wait,
did
which
he come
game
off
was
the
this?
bench?
Did you say?
Champions League. Oh, wait.
2008.
Against
Oh,
United,
oh,
Champions League final.
2008. So
Okay.
I need to do that to rub it in.
Ah,
I'd like to erase this one from my memory. Actually,
Yeah.
was this SC 2008? Was it SCN? SCN? Would it be an SCN over there?
It might have been.
And the right back would have been Ferreira, wasn't it? Ferreira would have still been there. I'd have thought.
Paul
Yeah,
Pereira.
Ferreira. Yeah, Ferreira, SCN. Who played on the left?
trying to think of the left. Yeah,
Was
that's what
Duff
I've been
still
looking at.
around? Was Duff still around? Damien Duff, or was it after we went?
No, hang on. No. Makalele's in the centre. Makalele's in the centre.
Makalele, was it?
Makalele's in the
Makalele,
centre.
yeah.
Right, yeah.
And I think it's...
Is it Duff or
No, Duff was gone by then.
Rob? They've gone by then.
Right there.
No,
we
I
did.
re- no, no, I
Oh
think
wait, we
it's-
didn't have a right back then, did we?
No, I think Essien's at right
No, I
back.
think someone-
I think Essien was at right back.
Yeah, SCM played right back. Yeah.
And
SCN,
then
yeah.
I think left wing.
Did he
It's
really?
got to be Malouda. It's Malouda. Malouda left
Yeah.
wing.
Malouda, yeah.
Malouda, Makalele, SCM.
I'm going what they said.
The next one is this one. Once my mouse works. There we go. I picked it. So.
What?
Oh, no,
Oh,
I've
it's
just
gone
taken
off
it off.
Oh, that's the one where we won 1-0 in it.
That one is Tuchel's first game. Top
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
balls.
1-0, yeah.
Oh yeah. So Havertz played because Mason Mount didn't play.
Alonso.
Havertz started the game.
Did
Alonso
he start
started.
against
Alonso.
Yeah, he did. He
Did
Did
did.
he
Yeah.
start against
Havertz,
Spurs, really?
Alonso, and Mount.
And Jorginho.
Or did
Oh,
I'm sure
Kante.
Havertz did?
It
Yeah,
was
Havertz
Havertz,
started.
Havertz, Alonso, and
And Kante,
And
right?
Rudiger.
No, was Kante injured?
No, Rudiger's there.
Rudiger is there.
Rudiger,
there.
Aspilicueta,
Christian would have been in
Was
there,
it
right?
Kante?
Yeah,
Was
Christensen.
it Kante?
Christensen.
Christensen, Alonso. Oh, Alonso's
Oh,
there.
Alonso.
Yeah.
Yeah, Christensen.
Mount.
No, Rudiger. No. Thiago Silva.
Rudiger
Thiago
is
Silva.
there.
He got
Oh,
injured that game. Thiago
Oh,
Silva.
yeah,
Thiago
Silva.
Oh,
Silva.
Thiago Silva. Yeah, you're right. Thiago
Yeah,
Silva.
Silva and
Thiago
and
Silva.
Havertz.
Thiago
No, it's against
Silva.
Tottenham. It's against Tottenham.
Yeah, the 1-0 win.
No, it wasn't the first game. I'm confused. He didn't.
No,
No,
It
the
was,
second game.
it was Mason
Chris is
Mount.
right. It's Thiago
Mason
Silva.
Mount.
It's Thiago
Mason
Silva. He got
Mount.
injured that game.
Thiago Silva, Mason Mount, and
Mount, because his first
Reece
game was
James.
against Wolves.
Reece James. I'm guessing Reece James.
His first game was against Wolves. So.
I'm guessing Reece James.
Yeah.
No. Hudson Odoi played right wing back.
No, he's there. Right, Hudson Odoi's
Hudson
already
Odoi's
there.
there.
He's under Werner.
No, but
Under Werner.
Odoi and James wouldn't have been in the side. Mason Mount, he would have been.
No. I'm telling you, Reece James definitely started against Spurs.
So it's Reece James, Mason Mount, and who else?
Thiago Silva.
What? Thiago Silva's definitely in there. I know
Thiago
that.
Silva.
And 100%
Reece James,
Silva.
Thiago Silva, and Mason Mount.
Oh yeah, because Hudson Odoi
Did
played
James
as one of the
start?
tens, didn't he? Yes, he
Did
did.
Reece James start? On the right of the three defenders, right?
Hudson Odoi played as one of the tens.
No,
so.
Aspilicueta played in the middle, like with Rudiger and Thiago Silva.
Thiago
Reece
Silva.
James played right.
Yeah, Reece James played. Yeah, Reece
right
James.
winger. Yeah, Reece James, Thiago Silva, Mason Mount.
Yep.
All right.
Yeah.
That's got to be it.
The last one is this one.
Europa League. Is that the Europa League final? Baku.
Oh.
4-0.
Yeah, against Arsenal. Yeah, so that would have been.
Okay, so Kante was on there because he literally played him off the park for one leg.
Kante. Pedro played there.
Pedro played.
Pedro, yep.
Yeah.
And the centre back was
Louis. No,
Rudiger.
Louise.
Louise. Yeah, Louise.
David
No,
Luiz.
David Luiz played for Arsenal then.
Oh, was he? Yeah, he did.
No.
He did. Yeah, no, he did. He did. I remember.
He didn't.
No, wait.
He didn't.
It was
He
David
didn't
Luiz.
play for Arsenal. He
played
went
for
after
us.
Frank Lampard. After
he
Frank
played for us.
Lampard went. He was.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
David Luiz.
David Luiz.
David Luiz.
No, it's got to be David Luiz, yeah, then.
Oh,
David Luiz,
sorry, I'm
Kante, and Pedro. David Luiz, Kante,
Yeah.
and Pedro.
Yeah.
Pedro started that game.
Go on and do that.
Yeah.
David Luiz, Kante, Pedro.
We've got all the answers in. I'll go and read some comments before we do the marking. Tom is not here. I thought Tom would be in the comments.
Did I read a
but he
comment that
is
said
not.
"Make it harder"? Jesus Christ! I mean, you know, make it harder by. Make it harder by.
FYI, they get harder every week.
No, was
So
it
by the end, by episode 100, they're gonna have to look back to the 1990s.
No, it's not. No, we're gonna have to name the starting lineup and the subs bench. That's what we're doing next.
We're getting better than Andrew.
Yeah, next they're gonna have one player that's actually marked, and
Yeah.
the rest of them are just gonna be blanks, and they've got
Yeah,
to name the entire team.
yeah, exactly.
Wow.
Oh, dear.
Kenny's saying you shouldn't tell them what it is. Interesting. Make it harder. Well, no, because telling them what game it is, that's fair.
Doesn't mean
Ivanovic, Maluda, Sen, Cho.
I never looked at the. I would have deleted it.
I'm not, Tom. I'm not going to put your comments up just yet because I'll explain.
Well, because we had so many times we.
1 minute. So the first match was the champion. It was Atletico first leg this season. You went for Alonso, Werner, and Kovacic.
Yeah.
You are correct. That is 3 points.
There you go.
Game number 2 is the Champions League final
Yeah.
against Bayern Munich.
Mm-hmm.
You guessed Mata, Kalou, and Mikel.
Yeah.
You got 3 points.
Yes.
One.
Number 3 was the 2008 Champions League final where Terry slipped on his ass. And you guessed Maluda, Sen, and Makelele.
Yeah.
You got 3 points.
Oh yes.
Nice. Very good.
Number 4,
That was the
So
hardest
two
one.
more
you
left.
guessed. So Tottenham this season, Tuchel's first game against Tottenham, obviously, he had managed against Wolves. I think he also did Burnley before Spurs.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
guessed Thiago Silva, Reece James, Mason Mount.
Yeah.
You have 3 points.
Don't forget Tottenham, not Wolves.
Yes.
And the last one, the Europa League final, where Arsenal were condemned as no longer a football club. You guessed Pedro, Kante, and Sideshow Bob.
Yeah.
Yep.
You got all 3 points. So for a second week in a row. The Chelsea boys have got 15 out of 15.
But
And Tom is absolutely...
Tom's in the mud.
Tom is beside himself. He went,
It was harder.
I don't fucking believe it. How the fuck have they guessed fucking SCN?
Yeah, that was a baffling one.
That was the one. That was the one. I was like, oh.
That was the hardest one, yeah.
That was the hardest one.
And that was very difficult. I won't lie to you. That was fun though. I had a lot of fun with that one.
That's a good one. I like that.
That was very good. I massively enjoyed that. But we've come to the end. You know, the quiz is how we're ending these shows. But before we go, make sure you have smashed that like button and that you are subscribed to the channel with notifications on. And if you're not, I will hunt you down. There's like 25% of you that aren't subscribed. So in reality,
come on,
you need to sort it out, boys. You need to sort it out. Tom saying in reality it's a 5-on-1. One of my teammates has endless nosebleeds, and the other one was silent. Tom did a great job to get 14 out of 15. I will give him credit. But it's okay, Tom. I've got another person coming on the Liverpool show this week, so hopefully they'll be able to help you out. But make sure you check us out on Twitter. Follow our YouTube channels, Twitter at Let's Talk EPL. Go check out our Instagram at Let's Talk FPL _. Sonny is in the building. Andrew, show us how you decided to cheat this week.
I will. Yeah.
Andrew will never cheat.
Kenny's saying we're getting 15.
That's fine, but we got it first.
Sonny.
We got it first. We got it first. You're only runners up.
So, again, this week we'll have joint top because there is no way we can do a bonus question on this.
What minute?
Thank you.
You could have said what minute. I don't know. They scored.
I could ask for the score, but
no. We were charitable last week. We're not being charitable.
That was Andrew's no longer charitable.
I'm not charitable.
I agree with that.
Make sure you join our Discord server as well. That would be absolutely mega. But Daniel, where can they find you, mate?
You can follow me on Twitter at CFC Daniel MTG, and also you can follow me on here every week, every Friday.
Absolutely. Chris, where can they find you, mate?
They can find me at Twitter at RealChris50. I am the real Chris.
we love to see it. There's only one Chris. Burton, mate, where can they find you?
On Twitter, I'm down as MaxiBCFC, and my YouTube channel is Burton Borders.
Big up to yourself. Check it out. As brilliant, well. Man. Brilliant. Absolutely. Do make sure you check out everyone. Shed End, mate, where can they find you?
You can find me on Twitter at ShedEnd2. I am on Instagram at OfficiousLen. There is only one OfficiousLen in the Instagram, and on YouTube it's ShedEndChelsea. I guess that's it. And I'm on Instagram. I'm not Instagram. On Telegram, I have a channel there. We do live commentary, news, and all that stuff. That's good stuff. And it's Let's Discuss Chelsea. Yeah, it's Let's Discuss Chelsea. Just go to Telegram and search Let's Discuss Chelsea. We are a good family there, and yeah, we are growing.
We love to see it. Make sure you check out that as well. Andrew, mate, where can they find you?
That's my Twitter handle, The Winter Surfer. You can see my stuff there. I'm on KH No Filter Football on YouTube. It's Kai's channel. We're close to 1,000 subs, but come there we do mostly Chelsea stuff. But if you're of the faint of heart and you're easily offended, then you might want to choose your battles carefully. But we're not overly offensive, but we're not no filter. So you know what I mean. I'm on Charlotte's channel, Strong TV, do the Chelsea watch-alongs, other things like that. Myself, Prime and Will, are starting a new channel called The Nexus. It's just geek culture channel that will probably start this weekend. But come there if you don't want to talk about football and just want to talk about other things, like movies, TV shows, whatever. Come there, and I'm just around, so because I have no life.
It's okay. We're all in the same boat.
It's hard to have one on lockdown.
That's very true. We'll be back at 8 o'clock for the Liverpool show. We'll see how they do in their quiz that I put together. He's done their United one at 10, although I'm still waiting and looking for people who come on that. So if you're a United fan and you get a message later tonight, you know you need to. Hopefully you can come on. Kenny saying ask for the scorer. Matt saying good luck for the rest of the show tonight. Big up to yourself as well. Tomorrow we will have our first Chelsea match reaction when they play West Brom. So make sure you tune in for that. That proves to be a good one. We'll hopefully get some good people on that as well. But we'll be back in no more than 38 minutes for the Liverpool show with definitely Tom and a new special guest coming on this week. It's gonna be a good one. Big up to everyone watching. And yeah, until next time, thank you for watching and we'll speak to you soon.
Subscribe.
Yes, make sure you are subscribed.